Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Every time. Hi, everybody. There's a lot of people that have been waiting, so thank you all for coming in early for sure. I do appreciate it. So I have two guests with me tonight, Josh and Becky, both of whom I love both so very much. So thank you both for being here with us. And Julian is still going strong, which is good. No more under the weather. If you guys don't know, Julian was out for a couple weeks. He was really sick just recently. So he So I will let you guys introduce yourself. I know Josh hasn't posted many videos. Josh, I will tell you guys, one of the first people I watched on YouTube when he was in the Army. And he was one of the people I always watched. So I'm really happy that Josh is here. And I've been on Josh's show as well, which is awesome. And Becky is amazing too. I found Becky probably like right when I started my channel, I want to say I found Becky. So both of these guys are very, very knowledgeable, and I think we'll have a good talk. And Julian has been inspiring. I went the wrong way again. Julian has been inspiring me to sell golf clubs. I've sold over 200 golf clubs in the last week, and I know nothing about golf clubs.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I sent another $75 one out today, which is crazy. But my stuff wasn't selling, and I kept seeing Julian sell all these golf clubs. And I'm like, I'm going to get some golf clubs. Do I have myself in the wrong corner, Julian?
You do have yourself in the wrong corner. That's why you pointed. I was thinking, I shouldn't be in this spot. I should be over here.
Okay. All right, so I will make you guys big. I'll do you first, Becky, and you can introduce yourself and say hello so you get full screen, and then we'll do Josh and Julian, and then we will chat. If you guys have any questions, definitely pop them up in the chat. If you put them in all caps, I see them a lot easier on the StreamYard when the chat's going fast, so don't feel like you're yelling. Well, you are, but only so I can see. Here is Miss Becky Park.
Hi everyone. Oh, I got the screen all to myself. I'm Becky. I am a part-time reseller. I actually am a full-time high school choir teacher, so I have been teaching remotely, but things are just starting to pick up now that the school is coming to an end, or school year is coming to an end. But yeah, I mean, I started primarily on Poshmark, and I have been like trying out different platforms and really enjoying selling on places like eBay. I have Mercari and some other places too, but typically I sell clothes. I'm trying to dabble into hard goods, but I don't know what else you want me to share.
That's good. That's good. And Becky, I love Becky's really laid back. I think like in your voice, people tell me all the time my voice is soothing. I think Becky's voice is like really good to listen to, which is amazing.
All right, I appreciate that.
Josh.
Yeah, how's it going? I don't even know how to introduce myself anymore. Yeah, I mean, like Kat and I go way back. You know, we were talking on Instagram, you know, back when I was a part-time reseller. I tried full-time reselling for a little bit, put myself back on the job market. I'm working at Amazon currently right now. I resell. I don't even know if I can call myself a YouTuber or a reseller. I mean, I'm still selling stuff on eBay, but I'll list like 5 items a week. Very casual. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. So I was telling everyone before we went live, I was like super nervous, like 5 minutes before we went live. I was like, oh my God, like it's been so long since I've been on a live stream. But yeah, I'm excited to catch up with everyone. I see a lot of people in the chat, a lot of familiar and old faces. So I'm looking forward to this.
All right, awesome. Well, I want to say too, though, Josh, there are a lot of people I know that watch me that are selling casually like you are. Like they aren't listing a ton. They're happy with, you know, they just want like one sale a day and they'll be happy. So I think the like hitting it hard like I do or Julian is full time. I don't know if that's the majority. I feel like that's probably the minority. I think most people are just trying to make a few extra bucks. Tim, I got to give Tim a dolphin, and I will make Julian big. Over the years, says thanks for bringing on 2 amazing guests. Josh is a stand-up guy, always been nice to me, as real as they come. Hope all is well with family. So Kim, thank you so much. I will give you your dolphin, and then I'm going to actually watch. I'm going to make Julian big first, and then we're going to do the dolphin.
Whoa,
Hold on,
big
don't
screen.
talk, don't talk.
Super chat.
Hey, I'm back. So, my name is Julian, also is the Beer Thrift Machine. I just want to thank both our guests for being here. I watched Josh, like, probably was one of the first YouTubers that I probably watched him reselling. So I'm super happy that he's here. I think it's going to be a good night. And thank you, Kat, for always having me as your co-host.
Yay. All right. So we have some questions. We have a couple of questions already. Melissa wants to know, what if you do if someone sends an offer for half of what you're asking? Like if you have a few dollars and stand to make $50, but they comp at 100, would you take it or hold out for more?
Well, okay. So first, I want to say, if you hear screaming children in the background, there's nothing bad happening to them. They're like having a good time, but they're like screaming at the top of their lungs. My dad is like chasing them around the house. I can hear them. So, first of all, sorry. Secondly, everyone else can answer this question too. I feel like it depends on the situation. Obviously, like, have you had it for a long time? You just need to let go of it. Also, something I've been doing is, like, instead of countering, especially in those situations where maybe you've had something for a while, instead of countering, I will reach out to the buyer and ask, would you like to meet me in the middle at blank amount? But if they ghost me, or if they don't respond, or if they're like, no, like, this is all I really want to do, I can still accept the offer if I want, So that's been really beneficial for me, so that I don't lose the sale when maybe I would have taken it, because it's about time that I just do. And I'm still leaving that door open for that initial offer, to take it and make the sale. So that's what I would do. But it depends, I think, on the item, how long you've had it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. If I've had that thing for a little bit, if I just posted it, I'm probably going to hold off a little bit. But if I've had it and I need to, like, I don't know, pay the light bill or something, that's going to get sold pretty quick.
Just to keep the lights on.
Right.
Just to keep the
Julian,
lights on.
so what if you haven't had it a while? So if you haven't had it a while, are you going to counter or are you going to decline?
They like cut it in half. I might counter pretty high, and that will be the end of it. Like, some of that fishing gear, people were hitting me. Like, the reel I knew was going to go. Like, if I know it's going to sell for 100, then I'm going to hold off for the $100. If it's like a hot item, like a lot of those fishing reels, people were hitting me at least on half, and I wouldn't take them because I knew they were going to sell. But if I've had it for a long time, yeah. But on that, I probably would counter super high and then wouldn't take another one after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like 6 months is the sweet spot. I just want to like turn inventory quickly. But if I do receive offers, I always counter in the middle. So I'll attach a message so like, I'm willing to meet you in the middle, and then say thanks for the interest in the item. Try to be nice about it, and then convince them to meet me in the middle. So I feel like countering, it's a pretty good strategy. A lot of times they do meet somewhere in the middle. So that first offer, I always like to. That shows that they're interested in the item. So, they're probably willing to pay a little bit more for it.
So I am right at 50%. I'm kind of, honestly, it depends on the day I'm having. One thing, like if I'm in a good mood, I might counter. If I'm in a bad mood, I might decline. Not if I've had it a long time though, like everybody else said, because then if I stand to make a profit, a decent profit, because you're saying that you would still make $50, then I might be more likely to accept it. If I've had it for a long time with no interest, I might accept that. And I see Richard saying he would decline. But for me, if it's under half, I typically decline. If it's at half and it's an expensive item, I might go back with what I would rather them be at. And I had an offer of 20 on a $50 item, and I countered them at 40. They countered at 30 and said, hey, that's all I'm willing to pay. I'm going to wear them once or twice. It was some golf shorts that were Halloween themed. And I actually took it because I'd had those golf shorts for over like 8 months. So I was like, okay, I got an extra $10 out of them by countering, and time to just let it go, because that's something, like they said, they're going to wear it once. And the funny thing was, hey, Dagny, the funny thing was that I bought them from an estate sale in the Villages, which is this big golf community an hour from me, and that's where they went to. So I got them there, and they went back there. Yeah, which is like super funny. I'm trying. Oh, I just skipped. There were a lot of questions. Let me see. This one is coming from Facebook. So we are streaming on Facebook as well. So this is a Facebook question. Vicky wants to know, where's the best place to sell books, CDs, DVDs, or is it even worth it considering shipping?
I don't sell any of those. I have like
I bought like CDs and DVDs and like video games in bulk before. That was like earlier when I started reselling. If I was able to get it for like 10-15 cents, like buy a stack of 50 DVDs, in my head I was like, if I sell them for like $10, you know, I'm gonna be a millionaire by the end of this year. But obviously it's like listing them individually for $10 a piece is extremely tedious. So they sat in my death pile for like 2 years, and then about a year ago I just sold them all off for like $50 just in bulk to someone else who's willing to do it. I think it went to a viewer who said they had like a booth. So, you know, he said those sell extremely well in the booth, and, you know, they can just sit there and they'll just sell off a little bit over time.
So I don't sell much of that stuff either. I will sell stuff if they're like laying around the house. I don't like actively go out and source those things. And when they do sell, typically they'll sell on eBay, and not for much. I mean, depending on the book too, if it's like a textbook, or, you know, I've gotten like my brother's like, when he was going to nursing school, like I got a lot of those books, or like I found an old Korean Bible in my house and it sold for like $40. And I was like, okay, you know, so if you find Korean Bibles out.
I remember that sale.
Yeah, so look out for those Bibles in foreign languages. But I mean, when you consider the amount of time it takes to list, and then with shipping and stuff, I don't know. You just have to ask if it's worth it.
Everybody's gonna laugh, but I am experienced. Obviously, I just bought 1,000 DVDs last week.
Oh no, sounds like a nightmare.
But a lot of them sell for only $5.
Yeah.
But like Brad, when he's sitting there like watching YouTube, is listing. We listed almost 100 in one day, and that was only both of us putting in less than 2 hours. So they're really easy to list. It's like front and back, and you scan it. You don't have to change any information. You don't have to fill any information. And there's a chance that some are we've only found like 3 that are higher than $5. I'm not gonna lie, but it's quantity. And I think for me right now, like my sales are slow, so I'm hoping like as stuff is selling, even if it's $5 stuff, just to like get my other stuff bumped up and, you know, in the searches, because I am selling stuff. But yeah, so I also will say it's really hard to sell those on Amazon, because you asked where. Amazon gates most people in DVDs and books. I have sold on Amazon, but I haven't done that in a while. I've actually sold a lot of books in the last year for over $100, and quite a few at like the $40-$50 point that were older first edition. I sold some Stephen King's. A River Runs Through It I sold for $350 on auction. So I'm starting to look more at the books, especially if they're old, and like the leather bound books and Western books do good. And like Becky said, Bibles. I look at almost every Bible I see, because even if they sell for $10 to $15, most of them will sell fast. So I would say eBay, and I would say it depends on if you think it's worth the time. To me, like I list them sitting on the couch. I put a piece of cardboard on my lap. I'm like sitting, hanging out, watching TV, and I'm just photographing DVDs. So, but I am having to alternate it with listing my more expensive stuff. I will say that, like, I'm not going to hit it hard. I alternate, like I'll list some DVDs and then I go list more expensive stuff. So
if you just bought that many DVDs, that's something I was doing when I was listing them. I would group them by like actor. So I would make like a lot of 7 Morgan Freeman DVDs. And people who are like hyper obsessed, like hyper fans, will look for that kind of stuff. So you could sell like 7 DVDs for, you know, $25. But it's a lot. It's a grind to list.
Yeah. I was watching Philly Flipper Paul, and that's what he said. He lots them up in like 7 to 8. And I don't know though, like, because there's so many, if it's gonna be hard to like find 7 or 8 from that same actor and do it that way. But maybe genre. He said he does genres too, like action or comedy or romance. So we might kind of switch it up because we've done 2 boxes and then the other ones are all on shelves. So I actually bought his shelf. I'm like, can I just buy your shelves? And then I can just carry them in the shelves and they're already on the shelves. And it was only $20 more. So yeah. Tracy wants to know, Josh, have you had better luck keeping your eBay room in order as a part-timer?
Well, I just moved, so we're still in the process of unpacking.
Yay, congrats.
So yeah, we just have the weekends to unpack since we're both working throughout the week. So we're just unboxing a little bit at a time. So we'll give ourselves like another month.
I have stuff in my barn that I never moved in, and we bought this house almost 6 years ago. So I really need to like need somebody to come, like, because I'd like it. I think some of it's like clothes and shoes, and obviously I don't need them or miss them if they've been. But there's a lot that I moved from my other house. I'm like, just put it in the barn, and never made it out.
Yeah.
Florida Reseller says, for all 4 of us, do we still have any cool bolo items that we're looking for even after years of reselling?
Yeah, but I can't think of any. And I think it's FI, like financial independence. It's
Fire.
No, it's like it's finance or financial something. I think it's independence. But something anyway.
Yeah, I think
I thought it was Florida too, but it's not. So there are some brands, and of course, like now that it's been asked, I can't think of like some of the brands that I really want to find. I mean, some dumb stuff that everyone's like, that's not even that good of a brand, but like because I live where I live and I just like don't find like the really cool stuff, I get excited about things like Rothy's. Like I still haven't found Rothy's, like, you know, just like stuff like that. But I don't know.
For me, I see Tracy in the chat. So I actually learned this from watching one of her videos. It's a big comfy couch. I think the name is Molly, the main character from like Wave. This is like a throwback show. But like the big comfy couch main character plush, I'll like always look at the plush section and look for it. Just from that one video, I'm like, one day I'm gonna find this. But it's like they go for like 80, 90 bucks, that one doll. So I'll always look in the plush section and just look for that. I'll find it one day.
I always look. I'm not like I don't sell toys or even look at toys, but I do always look at the dinosaurs for one of the original like Jurassic Park like T-Rexes from like back in the day, and they go for like a ton of money. But I would definitely keep it. But that's that would really be about it that I've been searching for that I haven't found.
I don't think I have anything in particular that I'm like, I want to find this, honestly, because I do such a wide variety of stuff. Like there's nothing that really like that I can think of that I think I have to find. But if I think of it, I will. Somebody just said, Dan said he wants to find an untuck it shirt like Josh finds. A Vintage Mentality wants to know, do you set offer limits or do you want to see offers coming in? I will say I do not set limits. I let all offers come in.
Some of mine I'll set a limit. If it's like a high, like I have a couple things over like 250, 300 bucks, and I'm not even going to entertain anything under like a certain amount of money. But other than that, no, if it's just a regular item, I don't set a limit.
Yeah, I actually on some items I don't even turn offers on just because I don't know, I've just gotten really irritated with like lowball offers. And if people really want it, they'll just message you and ask, are you willing to drop the price to this amount? And if I am, I'll do it. On the items that I do allow offers on, and I'm still just kind of playing around with it on eBay because it's like, you know, and I still haven't figured out like what works, but the items that I do have best offer turned on for, I don't set limits either. It's like I'll just see whatever offers come in.
Yeah, I'll go in like waves. You know, for the most part, I keep offers on, but like Becky was saying, when I get extremely annoyed by lowball offers, or just like there's a bunch of offers that I'm not happy with, I'll just turn them all off for like a week or two.
I have this problem being OCD that it says listings eligible for best offer, and I don't want it to say any. And it's same with promoted. It's almost like at work I have checklists where like if stuff isn't done, and I probably should take those filters out where I don't see them, and then it might not bug me. But I used to set them, and then like that $20 offer into $30 that I was willing to take, like if that item's still available 6 months or a year later, I forget I set that minimum offer, and I might have even I've lowered the price before, lower than like what my best offer was set at, and eBay yells at me. So that's another reason, because it might still be there. And Tiffany, I do see your super chat. I am going to answer this question from Walter, or all of us will, and then I will grab your super chat. What are our best selling items?
Right now for me, it's like anything by the brand Cool. I've done some retail arbitrage lately where I've been picking up like Cool pants and shorts. And I started with like men's stuff, and I recently picked up some women's stuff too, just to see how it does. Does pretty good. So
are you getting it at Ross, or like where are you getting it?
There's like a local store to me that does, you know, brands like Cool, Patagonia, Arc'teryx, that sort of thing. And so right now they're just kind of like clearing out all of their inventory because they're moving and they're doing different things. And so, you know, the pants don't even retail that much, but with Cool, you can get close to retail if they're new with tags. And so I'll get them for like $12, $13, sell them for like $75. So I've been getting, awesome. Yeah. Like, I mean, some of them I'll let go for like 40, 50, depending on the item, you know, like shorts, I'll let go for a little bit less, but, yeah. So I just bought like 30 pairs. I'm sure they were like, okay, clearly this person is a reseller, but I didn't even care. I was like, I just take it all. And so, yeah.
By far right now, right, it's fishing stuff and golf clubs, like not even close.
Okay, so Julian, I don't know anything about fishing. So what are like the brands to look out for when it comes to fishing gear?
Each brand has like a tier of like high end to low end. But what you want to do, the ones that I sell the most of, I mean, there's some newer brands out there that are worth a ton of money, but the ones that you're going to mostly find like at yard sales and thrift stores, not really thrift stores, mostly yard sales and estate sales, is Penn, Penn, and then Shimano. But when you pick them up, you'll be able to know if you find a pen that's gold, like has a gold look to it. Most of those are very, very expensive. I don't have one.
It's okay. I'm going to take notes.
Yeah, this little guy's got gold on him, and he's about $250 to $300.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
If they have any type of splash of gold in there, if they're all gold, if this whole thing was gold, they usually go for like $1,000.
Oh wow!
So they're going super fast, and everything's going to Puerto Rico and Hawaii.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So
that makes sense.
But anything, and Penn is like my go-to, and Shimano has like I don't find a lot of high-end Shimanos. I find a lot of high-end Penn stuff more than Shimano.
But even like crappy reels, what can you get for those?
The older ones, I was going to see if I have any. Some stuff is not going to be worth the shipping. Like people, even if you lotted them up, any type of like older Shakespeare stuff, and just there's a whole bunch of fishing gear that isn't worth anything. But when you pick it up and you feel how it reels, if it feels like not right, like gritty or something like that, I would usually just put it down. For feels real like light. This is kind of heavy. It feels like it's quality, and you can feel like the difference in quality and not. And so you can buy stuff like people put big lots of it, and it really isn't worth the shipping. Like you'll never be able to sell them online. But there a lot of Penn stuff, even if it's the lower quality, if you can get it cheap enough, we'll still sell online.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for that now. For sure.
Yeah.
The gold ones are. I've never found one for cheap enough that I could flip because they're worth a ton of money.
There's our item we're all looking for now.
Yeah.
I know. Well, like
internationals.
Like, do you fish, Julian?
Mhm.
Is that why? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
my uncle used to fish a lot, so we used to go fishing a lot when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. But I would get like the leftover. I don't even know what it's called. The string, the like the and like we just put a hook on it and like stand at the edge of the whatever.
Mhm.
But I mean, he
Fishing
had
line, yeah.
so it's so fun. I just don't know anything about it, and I'm going to Seattle and Portland this summer to visit my parents and stay like at a river and try to do some fishing and stuff. So even for myself, like I want to pick stuff up so we can go fishing, but like I don't even know what is good. So I'm gonna
Like Tommy said, there's a whole bunch. Penn has tiers, like I said. So Penn Internationals, I just sold a Penn International rod for like $250. So even like their rods are worth a ton of money, but there are some pens that are only worth $15 to $25. But usually you can pick them up for like $1 to $2 at the yard sales that I go to. So there's still some to be made there. But the Penn Internationals, anything that says that on it is going to be worth just an astronomical amount of money.
Richard, I do not know what that was. I have no idea.
No idea.
What about you, Josh? What's selling good for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a little bit of everything. I was like just looking through my sold comps, and I was like, what do I sell?
What do I sell?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still selling a lot of dress shirts. I think that's it's just like a very random category that I started doing like 2 years ago. It's been like a good bread and butter item for me. Like I'll buy it for like $5-6, and I saw Tommy say Bugatti. I just sold a Bugatti dress shirt for $39.99 free shipping. So, nothing like crazy. It's not like $100 sale, but it's a very consistent seller for me. And then a lot of random things. Like I'm still selling remotes from that like huge remote lot I bought.
I remember that video.
Yeah.
That was a cool video.
A pair of like Adidas weightlifting shoes. Sell a lot of shoes, but really just like a little bit of everything. But I'd say like dress shirts is like every time I go to a thrift store, I'll pick up a couple of dress shirts.
Which is crazy because I cannot move dress shirts. Like I will drop the price to like $15 and people are still like, nah, like I'm good.
Use Josh's method to photograph them. That is the question.
That's true. Your dress shirt photographs are really
sure.
good. Okay, I'm gonna start copying you.
He has a video on how, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing all that. But they look really nice. I have been selling, and my video will be out tomorrow. Tons, like Julian just said, golf clothes and golf clubs, like really random. But a lot of the golf clothes I have from an estate sale from last year, and they're just now starting to move. And I'm not a heavy clothes seller, and I sent out, I think, 10 of 30 items were clothes, which was really surprising to me. And I was happy because they're really easy to ship. You can like ship them in a poly bag. So I've been selling a lot of the golf clothes and golf shoes. Tiffany, I'm going to give you your dolphin, and then we will answer your question.
Super chat.
Thank you, Tiffany. What do you do if you have something that you can't find a price example for?
I always put them on auction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That is
I don't know if that's the
awesome
right idea, but I usually I will put up what I think that it's worth or do my research really well, and then get an educated guess, and I'll put up on auction, and the market will tell me what it's about.
So it's really funny. I sold something today, and this will be in the video tomorrow too, but I still don't know what it is. And I listed it last night, and it was a little cloisonne, like brass piece, but it had no bottom. It looked like it would be like a toothpick holder, but there was no bottom. And I used Google Lens. I looked everywhere. It said Hong Kong on it. It was clearly a souvenir, whatever it was, but it was almost the shape of like the old lighters, like the old just regular plastic. So I put lighter cover, napkin ring, and I put question mark. It sold in like 5 hours. I listed it for $25, and the way I came up with that was just like I had $5 in. Like other Hong Kong souvenirs were selling for like $20, $25. I listed it at $25. Somebody sent me an offer at $20, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what it is. Okay, and I accepted it, sold it in 6 hours. So I think, like Julian said, I try to find items that are similar. I do use WorthPoint. I pay for WorthPoint because I find enough rare, less common items that I use it. I use it almost daily. So for me, the paid WorthPoint is worth it for me. So, but if not, you kind of got to go by what you have in it. And you could do auction like Julian says, and start with lowest price you're willing to take and see where it goes. I know he's been surprised by a few auctions that went higher than he thought. Or you can price high, and if you get offers, you know, you decide then. It's hard if you can't find comps.
Yeah, I'll usually just try to price really high. I'll try to find like very similar items. But honestly, a lot of times too, like if I start researching and I can't find it, I have plenty of other stuff to list. I'll just put it off to the side. I was like, oh, I'll get back to it later, and then grab another item.
Yeah.
Probably not good advice, but.
But I would say I would not pick that item up unless you thought it was like spectacular and you could keyword it right. That would be something to not buy if you can't find comps, especially if you're new. Leave it and put it back on the shelf. Because if you don't know what it is and can't find comps, you don't know how much it's worth. If it looks really cool though, I still pick stuff like that up because I'm like if I know, oh, it's mid-century modern looking, it could be used for this or that, and I know what I'm going to put in my title, but you're still taking a gamble if you don't know for sure what it's worth.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just price it high based off of the comps that I can find that are similar. Like I found like one of those Enos crafts, like one of those like Scottish wool, you know, made in Scotland, like hand knit sweaters. And like comps looked awful, but I priced mine at 75. Like comps were like 30, 40.
I do that too. I'm like, no, mine's worth more than that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, mine's cute. So I'm just gonna, you know, price high and see what happens. It sold for my full asking price. I was like, thank God I didn't pay attention to those comps. And it sold like, you know, like at the beginning of April or something. Like it's warm out and people are buying these crazy, like super thick sweaters, but I'm here for it. So definitely, yeah. I mean, I would say list high. You can always drop the price.
WorthPoint is I'm answering this really quick because it's not $99 a month. It's I think it's $23.99. So if you can comp one, I've sold items that others had recently sold for like $20 for $200 because they priced their item too low and didn't research it. And I mean, like it sold on eBay last month for $25. There are none listed. So I look on WorthPoint and I sell it for $200. So one sale a month pays for that subscription in my book. Richard, I see your super chat. I'm going to get it. We'll grab Miss Anita's question first. Has anyone used Alibaba for sourcing? I will say I have not. I don't know if anybody else has.
No, I've never.
I feel like that's more Amazon, no? Like if you're...
I have a I don't know if my friend uses that. I don't know. But I mean, that's bulk stuff. And honestly, I have a friend who, and he might be watching. He watches sometimes. I've known since high school. He sold just under $1 million on Amazon last year. And that he has like, you know, 4 products. And to me, that's not fun. That's not interesting. I like the hunt. I like finding all the different neat, cool stuff. So I have never looked into that. And I probably never will because I like what I'm doing. If I want to move up, I'm going to put more money in and find like expensive, cool, unusual stuff, not bulk. Just, I think that's like a numbers and money thing. And I kind of want to mix. I want the money, but I want to enjoy what I'm doing as well. So. All right, let me give Richard his dolphin.
It's a dolphin.
His dolphin. And then we'll read it. It's about Josh. I'm using my phone because if I click it on the computer, it'll fast forward and then I'll miss everybody's questions.
Super chat.
Where is my dolphin? There is your dolphin.
Thanks, means a lot.
I have the wood one that Carol sent me sitting up there on the desk. I should get it and do that. Dinosaurs. Yeah, Toomey bags. I'm going to pop up some of these. And Kathy Ginger Marvin said the Halloween masks that sell for like $300.
That'd be a good one.
I'm going to, Jess wants to find a Chanel purse. Canada Goose.
Ooh.
What is that? Somebody tell me, because I
Like a
don't
live
know.
one? There's a whole bunch of them out here.
It's like an outerwear brand. Like they retail for over $1,000.
Really?
Yeah. It's like Montclair kind of.
Just learn something.
They're very warm. Almost too warm.
Yeah, Toomey's sell for like high money. Hi, Jake. Hi, Kayla. Just because I haven't said hi yet. I'm scrolling. I'm sure there's like tons. So that's those cheap lowballers that make everybody want to turn off offers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asking to include shipping. That's amazing. The audacity.
Yeah, I get those and I'm like, so shipping is more than what you're offering. So no thanks.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you for dropping all the links. Oh, real quick, guys, and I didn't. Toucan Sam is up for auction. He will end Saturday night. So he has lived like 5 places in the shed, and I just cannot find him a good place. So I'm letting him go. So if you want Toucan Sam, go to my eBay store. He's on auction. Kim has a question. For small sellers, would you suggest running sales or pricing the item and just taking offers, or a combination of both?
Me and Kat do this completely different, so I'll let somebody else go, and then I'll tell you what I do.
I mean,
that's the thing I'll say before all of us answer is that you have to find your own way. I would suggest trying it. I run constant sales and I promote everything. So but I get everything so cheap. I'm okay with paying those extra fees, and I purposely mark my items up because I know I run a constant sale. So my price falls a little below market on purpose with my sale. I've only had one person ever say, that's retail, blah, blah, blah. There's no way it's that. And like basically called me out for marking it up to put it on sale. But only once ever in the time I've been reselling did somebody call me out. And then I promote very heavy. I promote at trending rate plus 4%, but I am 10% in on almost everything I buy. So if it costs me an extra 10%, like Poshmark is 20%, so you're going to pay that anyways on, some of the other platforms. So Richard, I'm not letting Betty Boop go. Look, she has a place in the corner. See her? She has a good place, but Sam just didn't have a good place. And Richard sent me Betty Boop. I bought Toucan Sam from Mountain Man Treasures, and he did give me a good deal. He commented because Toucan Sam is already above what I paid for. So he's like, I gave you a good deal. I don't know if the reason here, but so what do you guys do as far as like sales and promotions and stuff?
I think I do something very similar to you. I'll price a little higher because a lot of times, items will sell at full asking price, but especially when I was in it full time, I would run like weekly sales. I would, especially like every single weekend, I would do like a 20% sale just to kind of spike sales for the weekend. I tinkered a lot with like promoted listings, pricing it cheaper, pricing it on the higher end of the market. And I felt like that's what worked the best for me and my items. Pricing a little bit high, like Monday to Thursday, I would let it sit at full asking price. And then, like Friday to Sunday, I would run that 20% sale.
Yeah, I haven't run a sale in a while. And Kim, if you're a small seller, like, do you have a store? Because I think you can only run a sale if you have a store on eBay, too, right? But
I think so. Yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
told me you can promote without a store though, which I didn't know. One of my subscribers that didn't have a store said they have the option to promote. I think the promoted is more on like your seller ranking. Like I think you have to be above standard to be allowed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I also I feel like I'm at the point right now where like I can't. It would be nice to make more sales, but I almost like can't. Like I don't have the time for it. Like as far as like shipping and so I'm okay with like not making a ton of sales on eBay at this point in time, just because I'm just like, oh my God, I can barely keep it together as is. But if I were like really trying to be aggressive about it, I'd probably run sales every weekend too. But I also just like to price items competitively so that they can move at my full asking price. And if I do run a sale, which I do very sparingly, then they're getting a pretty good heck of a deal, and it's like, I'm willing to do that every once in a while.
I promote very little. I price competitively, and I haven't ran a sale, I think, in like 2 or 3 weeks. And it all depends on how, like, I watch my little graph, and if my graph's like been going down for a while, I'll run a sale. But if the graph stays consistent, I usually don't run a sale.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the funny thing is, I'm doing all this, and Julian is kicking my butt in sales right now. Julian and I have close to, I feel like, the same amount of inventory and dollar wise, and I have more listings than he does, but like our sales dollar wise tend to stay pretty like neck and neck, and we do it complete like almost opposite.
Completely
honestly,
opposite.
How we do it, but it works. So you have to kind of try it out and figure out what is going to work for you.
Yeah.
Kayla, thank you so much for the super sticker. I will give you your dolphin.
Super chat.
Miss Candace would like to know if anyone uses Terapeak on eBay and if you can explain it. I will say I don't, because Terapeak I think goes back a year and WorthPoint goes back 10 years, which is why I prefer to use WorthPoint.
I don't use it.
Yeah, I use Terapeak, especially like seasonal items. So like a couple weeks back, I bought like a Harley Davidson. It's like a little picnic cooler item. So like recent comps, like November, December, it was selling for like $20. I looked at Terapeak last like April, June into the summer, they were selling for like 80, 90. So that told me like in the winter, no one's buying like a picnic type item. But as the weather gets nicer, they're willing, that's like the items that they're looking for. So that's what's, that's probably the price that it's going to sell. So that's what I have it listed, and I'll see within the next month or two if it sells at that price. But
so
yeah, I'll use
Terapeak. Like it might be good for like you're saying, like sorry, Josh, for like the graph like that, like where stuff's selling higher in a different season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Kayla,
I'm willing to sit on it, for like 3-4 months for that higher price. Like I'll definitely wait. But yeah, Terapeak for something like that, I'll definitely use it for.
And can you explain like how you do? I've never used it, so I'm kind of talking blind.
Yeah. I mean, it's very similar to just looking up comps. On like your seller dashboard, there's a tab that says Terapeak. You'll just type in, keywords like you would when looking up listings for sold comps, and then you'll just sort it same exact way. Used, brand new, and then hit search, and then it'll just pull back, 1 year's worth of sales. So it's very similar to just looking up sold comps.
Dee wants to know if any of us have sold Furbies, and how do you account for their vintage electronics and if beyond working? I have not sold any Furbies.
Me neither.
I sold one.
Yeah, I've sold Furbies before.
So can you test it out before? Couldn't you just test it?
Just put batteries in it.
Yeah. You just check the battery report. If there's some corrosion, a lot of times you can just take like rubbing alcohol and just clean it out. But yeah, you feel like any other electronic, just kind of check for corrosion.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Cameron, who I say this every week, guys, but it's the truth, is one of my favorite channels over at Flashback Finds. I love Cameron. He says so many different strategies for eBay, and so many can be successful. It's really funny. And Cameron kicks my butt in sales, and he does all free shipping. And I dislike free shipping. So that gets into like, again, you have to find what works for you, and you just go, and you can mix, like you can take a little bit of, one person and another from another, and find out your own style, you know, your own reselling style and what works for you. And if it doesn't work, you can always change it. There's nothing holding you to that. I will caution against promoting high and turning it off, because eBay will spank you for that. I have learned that the hard way. Do not do that. Lower it gradually or they're not going to like it.
What happens?
They your listings get like bumped down. My sales took a nosedive.
Oh, really?
I just turned them off, or I cut them in half. I went from 10 to 5, and it wasn't like the drop. I was still promoting at 5, but it was like half of what I was, and they didn't like that very much. So, and all of that speculation too. You know, my sales might have dropped anyways. I don't know. Pamela wants to know, I see sales on eBay, number of people watching or number of bids. Is this an eBay thing or an option? I think eBay just shows, like, I feel like eBay only shows if there's like a lot of people watching, because I've noticed some listings I don't see it on, and then others I'll see like 15 people watching, and I almost feel like they use that as a strategy to like make someone buy, because they're like, oh, 15 other people are watching this. Do you guys know anything different?
I have no idea. It seems super random to me.
Yeah, I don't know how eBay decides what they're doing. Whoa.
Who knows?
I'm trying. Chat's going really fast, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I promise.
No, but kind of like what other people were saying. I mean, eBay is such a beast, and there are so many different ways to do it. I feel like even just from this right now, like I'm learning so much, because I feel like I'm like decent at eBay, but now I'm like, oh dear God, like I actually don't know anything. And so I'm like soaking it all in, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still like that too, and like I'm open to trying like new stuff, and if it'll work. I actually, I haven't seen them in chat. Couple of pickers they like say it resets your store if you like adjust like the price by like a penny. So if it's like the store reset that everybody's like, oh, store reset. Because my sales have been slow for 2 weeks, went and did that yesterday, because I can bulk edit 2,000 listings, and I just decreased the price by a penny. I don't know that it has helped. I had a $500 Ethan Allen sale at my desk that is sitting right next to me today. And that saved my butt. Otherwise, I only had like $70 today, and my average is $250. So resetting my store yesterday has not made a difference. So, you know, it's a roller coaster. It really is. Sometimes you just don't know, and it is really hard to, you know. Oh, Kayla is saying there's an option to show how many watchers. I did not know that. That is interesting.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was talking about how it was like 2 weeks ago, like everyone had spectacular sales. And then I feel like this past week or like the current week, people are like, meh, like it's slowing down. Like and it kind of is somewhat similar for everyone to some degree, but also like everyone's going to have their own ebb and flow too, you know? And it's like you said, like you can't help it. Like there's nothing you can do to prevent the dips from happening. You just have to kind of put your safeguards in place for when they do. But yeah, it is a roller coaster for sure.
And it's crazy. We were listing, and I mean, the DVDs were in there, but we listed like 40 items a day.
Oh my
and
God.
I still didn't see it. I'm like, come on now. So, I mean, it's like, it can be frustrating. DMV Thrifty Nurse. Can I convert a private account to a business account without being limited to the number of listings? I think you can change. I think I remember changing my eBay from like a personal to a business, and it did, like, it was the same account. It was just you like put it into the business name, I believe.
I don't know anything different.
Tim has a very serious question for all of us. Tim would like to.
My answer.
Do we believe in dinosaurs? He wants everybody to know your answer, Julian, not just him.
I mean, if they weren't real, how did they get the fossils at the museums? Are they making them from scratch?
I just could hear Tim's head explode right then.
I don't know, Tim, so I don't know if I
real.
greatly offended you. I'm sorry. Like, Tim, do you believe in dinosaurs, or are they a conspiracy? I don't understand.
Tim does not believe in dinosaurs. I would say I believe in dinosaurs. Tim just probably because that's what I was taught, and I saw all of the relics, and I
saw Jurassic Park. Like, they
I
were
wanted
there.
to
So,
I start believing, really. I mean, come on. Actually
like,
real.
what more proof do you need? I don't understand.
Yeah. We saw them all alive. Tim.
Case closed.
Yeah, case closed.
Corey Loomis, the wrench are my moderators. So if people in here have wrenches, they are people I trust to put people in timeout and remove people's comments and do whatever they need to do to keep my chat nice. Because I don't want any not nice in there. And a lot of them do have channels. Most of my wrench people are YouTube people with channels. So check out their channels. Richard has one. Kayla, the homeschooling picker, is in here. She has one as well. They're the two I'm seeing. How does Tim have a wrench? Over the years is great with glass, guys. He is amazing with glass. I've learned a lot from him. Jimmy, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. What's going on? Josh, do you believe in dinosaurs?
I do. How can you not? I've always
you were unanimously voted.
I never questioned it.
Never. There are a lot of things to question in this life, and that never landed on the list.
Never crossed your mind.
I'm gonna stay up tonight thinking about it now, though. Like, why does Tim not believe in dinosaurs? There's got to be a good reason.
That's a kind of funny
we
comment. U.S. champions started believing in dinosaurs when they saw how much they resell for.
Yeah.
Tons of money. Tons.
Allie, what do you mean lock your search on solds, Renee? I don't know what you mean. Does anybody know what she means?
When you're looking up comps, can't you just lock it to see the sold one?
Oh, so it's like a default.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're looking at your phone. I have thought about that. I'm like, I wish there was a way it could just
There is a way.
Mhm.
Is there really?
A way. Someone talked about it on Instagram, and I didn't do it when I saw it, and I don't think I saved the post, but now I'm going to try to figure it out.
You're about to blow my mind.
Tap the lock and it locks it.
Kayla said tap sold, then the lock appears and you tap it. That's interesting because 9 times out of 10, that's what we're searching is sold comps.
Right.
We're not.
Yeah, that's all I look for. I'm gonna try it right now.
I know, I'm doing it right now. Okay, wait. So
I'm streaming from my phone, so I can't try it.
But Kayla, where is the lock? What lock are you talking about?
I don't know that I've ever seen a lock on
Everyone do this right now.
That would literally blow my mind. That'd be a huge.
Because it's like I'm on this right now, but I don't see something.
I wonder if it's just on the. Is it just on the computer, Kayla? Tell us. Lock at the bottom.
I think I just did it.
Shut up. Where?
At the bottom is that there's like the customize settings button. And then
lock.
There it is. Yep.
Show us. Somebody turn it around since I can't try it.
I've asked myself that before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Multiple filters.
Simply Dana, you can. I have an iPhone and I just did it.
Yeah, I guess it's for both.
Yay! Thank you.
Wow. Mind blowing.
Oh, Dana hit 500 subscribers. She is over it now, but congrats, Dana.
Yay!
I was lucky enough. It was slow at work on Sunday, and I stayed like her whole 500 subscriber like party, and I played like Words with Friends type of thing. I just like had fun. I was playing all the games. I normally do not have time to do all of that, but I actually got to stay the whole time. It was really nice. Oh, Kayla's saying it's in one of her videos and that Flipping Hippos was live about that. Interesting.
I'm gonna tell everyone this. This is
I know.
Streaming Sisters, they're saying Flipping Hippos has one, and Kayla is saying it's in one of hers. Kayla, if you can link that video, if you remember what it's in, that's the problem. Somebody asked me about something and I'm like, I couldn't find it. I don't, because I couldn't remember. It wasn't that. It was something else. But Angie resells at 71 away from 1K. That's a big milestone.
Yeah.
Yay! Look, people are trying it. We're making progress.
Just
Woo!
change lives.
Oh yeah, I won some gummies, and I think and some Sour Patch Kids or something. I won some.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm very competitive. I'm like, I'm gonna win this thing. I didn't win a lot, but I did win some. Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me give you your dolphin.
Super chat.
Yes, I
Nice.
think locking the sold is gonna blow like a lot of people.
It just blew my mind.
You're not body training.
Yeah. Kayla,
just
you
know
should
how to do
Kayla, you should make a what is it? A YouTube short about that. It would go
Sure.
Oh,
viral.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll share it.
A
Yeah.
month from now, though, I'll be like, how do I get it off of this sold thing?
Yeah,
Right.
you're like, what did I do? I'm
Yeah,
trying to buy
true.
something and they're all
Yeah.
sold.
I don't
All
know
right.
if
So then you can make the short about turning it off.
We have 283 people in chat. My good friend Kayla, the homeschooling picker, is 39 away from 10,000 subscribers. Guys, do it. Let's get Kayla to 10K while we're live. I think we got Kayla to 1K while I was live on another show. I remember. I think Kayla, you can call me out if I'm wrong, but guys, if you're not subscribed to Kayla, she is great. She is 39 away from 10K. Cameron, lock a sold, because 9 times out of 10, if you're a reseller, you want to see sold comps, not what's for sale. Miss Kathy's cards, newbies here. Could you tell me if eBay charges fees for revising items? They do not, unless your revision, like if you add a subtitle or something like that, that would have an additional fee anyways. But if you're just editing photos or your description or title, then no, they are not going to charge you a fee. Does anybody else know of any fees that might get charged?
No.
No, yeah, just
I don't
don't
think
accidentally put a subtitle in, and you'll
Yeah,
be
don't
okay.
put subtitle. Dee Dee said, I'm expecting my first return. Can I block them and still do the refund? They were super nasty after buying. The answer is yes. And I need to go block a couple actually myself. I had a return today saying an item didn't work. It was a doll. It was a $12 doll. And she said she had some blemishes on her face. $12 doll with an outfit and clothes that were probably worth more than the $12 doll. And she's returning her because her face had a couple of blemishes. She will not be buying from me again. That is all I will say. Everybody over on Facebook is loving the lock.
There you go.
It is a big deal. I mean,
It
you
is.
add up those, small number of seconds that it takes over the course of however many times you do it, and it's so annoying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
US champion is 39 away from 39 subscribers. That is great. 10K to the bay for Kayla. Boop. Yay! Let it go. Let it go. You're very welcome, Kayla. I'm sorry I surpassed you and beat you, but I'm sure you will surpass me again. We will have our little tip for tat, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Yay. Thank you, ATL Flipper. I appreciate it. Yes, Richard, you guys hit that. TikTok. I don't know, and that's a lot of things. I started, if stuff is like $10 or less, I give them their money. And it's funny because I had a pair of shorts, and they said these shorts won't even button, and I have 4 pairs of size 10, and I'm like, they were $10. I refunded all their money, and then they got mad and said, this happened today too. They said, how do I return these shorts to you with no label? I said, you don't. I gave you a full refund. Please throw them in the trash. Like, it's not worth it for me to pay return shipping because I do have free returns. And, then get it back. They were like $15 shorts. They can have them. But it was funny. They're like, how do I say? I'm like, you don't. You already have your money. don't send it to me.
Yeah.
Ever.
I am not super block crazy, I will say that, but when somebody nitpicks about a very small detail on a $10 to $15 item, that's somebody I don't want shopping my items anymore.
Yeah,
Richard,
it's usually those cheaper items that give you issues too.
Yeah, it's
Makes them
always
more
cheap
frustrating.
ones. But I can sell a $500 Ethan Allen desk, and then they have nothing to say about it, and they're very happy. Richard, I do free returns because I get a 10% discount. For me, that's a big deal because my eBay fees are over $1,000 a month. So that's $100 off. So really, it kind of pays for itself. That's why I do free return.
I also do free returns.
I think I do. Okay, wait. I do like free returns, but if I put free shipping on something and they want to return it, I have to pay for them to ship it back, right?
Right, if it's free, yeah.
But if they paid for shipping and they want to return it.
But you don't have to return the shipping on a return, the original shipping that they paid. But you pay for the return label. However, when you go to refund, you can opt not to give them that original shipping back.
That's what I do. Yeah. Is that what you guys do? Okay. Yeah.
Depends how I feel that day. If I'm feeling nice, I'll click the button to pay for shipping. But by default, I usually don't. Yeah.
All depends on how much that shipping was. If that thing went to California, no way.
No way.
That's what I'm like. But if they put item not as described, you're gonna pay it regardless, even if you don't have free return.
Yeah, that's why I turned on free returns in the first place.
Tommy has
they want to return, they will.
A very good point. And Kayla confirmed 1K during one of my lives, 3K during New Year's Eve live on Tommy's, and Kayla and I were also live. We had some drinks. So if you guys want entertainment, Kayla and I were live on New Year's Eve having a little drink, which I only drink about twice a year, so just forgive me. And Tommy is right. So if you do free shipping, and I know some of you do use that business plan, but when you get those returned back, you have no option to not give them it back because it was so
part of the price.
Yeah, and that's why I charge for shipping.
Yeah, and I promote, and I don't want to pay the promotion fee on the shipping cost. That's why I don't do free shipping most of the time.
I'm still playing around with it. It's like I'll do it on some, but yeah, I'm still figuring out my eBay strategy.
Harry, look, Sir Andrew is there. His head's just getting cut off. 2 drinks minimum. Yes, but some people, like Cameron, does free shipping on everything and does amazing. So I mean, some people make it work. It really just is what works for you. And then there's a fly in here. I don't know. I think like 2 videos ago, the fly was in here, and the fly is in here again.
Think it's the same fly or a different fly?
I don't know. So
Dalton, at this point, it's just
Dalton
a pet.
likes to smush bugs, and yesterday he smushed a wasp.
Ooh.
He did not like that very much, and I could tell. As soon as I heard him, I knew, and hit right on the pad of his thumb. And it worked for like 2 seconds. I was like, "Don't get on the counter; the bug might get you again." Trying to keep him from climbing on everything. And it worked for like I said, like 30 seconds, and he was back up on the counter. So, Angie, you pay promoted fees on shipping if you offer free shipping because it's in your total price. If your shipping is not included in the total price, then no, you will not pay the promoted fee on it.
I think you had a question before that too, Kat, from Kimberly.
I am looking. Oh, here. Who do you watch to learn about items you know nothing about currently?
I feel like I was super late to the game, but I just watched the Hustle and Hooks bots video. It has like 50,000 views now, but I was like, oh, apparently people are selling these things now. So I watched that. It's kind of cool because there are so many resellers online, and everyone kind of has like, I mean, there are people like you, Kat, who like sell a little of everything, and then but you know, you also know a lot about certain things, but there are some people who just know like a lot about certain things. And so
like one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like Kathy and Chris from Ginger Marvin, because they feel like they sell things similar to what I sell. But also like they'll teach me about like a new brand or two. So I like their channel a lot to learn about new brands and stuff.
I watch Tim's auctions when he does his auctions, because he picked you know, and I'm not there to like buy anything because I'm just there to hang out and listen. But he describes it, yeah, because he describes what he's like selling, and that's like the best way for me to learn. So I'm like, oh, I usually catch him. I think I missed it last Monday, but I'm usually in the chat there because it's he knows a lot about it.
I watch Julian's. Becky's are good to learn clothes. It's kind of the same thing. Like if I'm trying to learn about a particular item, Tim, of course, is great about glass. So I would say, like, it depends on what you want to learn. Cameron Flashback finds a lot like I do. And he has a good variety, but there's a lot of stuff I don't because he has the variety like I do. So like the book lots and stuff that sell for good money, I've learned from him. Courtney actually just popped in the chat. I will highlight her here. Courtney does like theme specific videos on her channel, Bolo Buddies, and they are nothing but be on the lookout for. And she's got them categorized. So if you wanted to learn about like one thing or another, her channel is great to learn about like a specific thing. If you're seeing a lot of something, then I would learn about it. I haven't niched down because I don't find enough of like one category to do that and do the volume that I want to, you know. Amy, Tim is actually right under you in the chat. He is over the years. Tim, share your channel, or Richard, share your channel. Joanne, are you happy with your installation, your new shed? I am. It is working pretty well. I had planned on putting up walls, I will not lie, but the budget ran out, and so it has kept it cool in here. I only have one AC, and the shed is 12 by 40, and that is keeping it. Plus, it's triple lofted, so there's a lot of space in here, and it's been getting up to 80 right now, and it's keeping it cool. Like, I don't have the air on right now. I put it down to the lowest setting if I know I'm going live or going to record a video to like make it super cold, and then it kind of gets comfortable at the end of it. But it cost like $2,400. But when I figured it out, it was going to be almost that much to put insulation that we would have had to do the labor and everything. So for me, it was kind of a no-brainer. And they say this spray foam insulation, because it's hard, actually like reinforces the building and makes the building itself stronger. So
for hurricanes.
Yes, and my shed is tied down for like 150 degree weather. And yeah, so U.S. champion part-time pickers Matt has a great variety and a lot of high price bolos. And Matt is why I started my channel personally.
Wow.
Matt is amazing, and Matt actually told me to start my channel. He's listening in here sometimes. I don't know if he's in here tonight, but yeah, Matt's another great one to watch first. And I think what I like about a lot of those is it's stuff you wouldn't think would sell, that like you're seeing but you're walking right by. That's the stuff I like, because that stuff is typically going to be undervalued, and like everybody just walks right past it because they don't know it's worth anything. So oh, John, tell us what the baby is. John just did their gender for the baby. Oh, wow. Tell us. Porter in training says hello, Josh, long time no see. Thank you, Richard. Richard watches me. I appreciate that. I mean, but they're like Becky was saying, like if you're really trying to learn about something, watch somebody who only does like that type of item. And that's how you're going to learn about. And then like for me, I'll learn about that item and then I move on to the next. And know a little bit about a lot. Like, but
And I think it's also like, yes, like people who know a lot about an item, but also people who like genuinely enjoy that topic. So like, you know, like Julian, you were talking about like fishing and stuff. Like the reason you know so much about it is because you actually do it and you enjoy it. Like Josh from Harry Tornado, like he golfed like all his life or whatever. So he knows a lot about golf clubs and shoes and random stuff. So like, you know, they just have so much experience to bring to the table, not just about like, these are the brands you should be on the lookout for, but that knowledge like runs so deep. And so I like to find those people too, who are like really passionate about certain things. Cause I think there's a lot of people out there who will like pick up things because it'll make them money. But I guess I like kind of the story behind it too, of like, why do you care so much about this?
Right.
And that makes it a little more interesting.
And actually Dingo 588 does a lot of like historic stuff. Becky made me think of him because he tells the story and the history behind everything. And like I wish my brain had enough like room, but I feel like it doesn't, to know like that backstory of all this stuff. And I love watching that as well, where like the story kind of comes. But I think you remember too a little bit more when people, like Becky saying, are like so passionate about it. If you say so, Miss Babs says, I have no returns. A buyer wanted to return, but the item was good. They wore the mint skates and wanted to return them because they didn't like them. If you have no returns, then you don't have to take them back. And a lot of times eBay will stand behind that, unless like if they go and try and file item not as described, then that's going to be a different situation.
Yeah, that is a hard situation though.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, it should be down in the description. I'll see if I can grab it for you. That is like my mini store. Now I don't see the description. Oh wait, here it is. Let's see if I can copy it for you. I'll see if I can copy it. Now I don't see it. I'm like losing my mind.
While you're doing that, Kat, someone asked if we cross post.
Oh,
do you guys cross post?
my mom cross posts for me. I pay my mom to cross post. I use List Perfectly, and I cross post everything to Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace.
So even all your weird random.
And it sells. I sold a vintage map on Poshmark today.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It sells.
Yeah, I mean, I think opening up that home goods has been really good for eBay sellers who do sell like a lot of stuff, like to be able to put that stuff over there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was talking about that before, and now like my whole eBay link is gone from like even my like upload description. I don't know what happened. This is strange.
I cross post, but I'm more selective to like what I cross to Poshmark and Mercari. Actually, I haven't cross posted in a minute because eBay's been just keeping me busy with shipping and sales and stuff. So I probably haven't cross posted in the last 3 weeks, I would say. But I'm still very selective on what I want to put over there, because I know a lot of this fishing stuff is going fast on eBay. But I did sell a lot of it also on Mercari. But I'm still real. Not that I should be, but I'm more hesitant to sell like a $300 reel over there for some reason. I don't know why. I've never had a problem on Mercari. I'm not saying.
I'm gonna tell you guys, I had 2 returns on Mercari this week, and they let them return it, which has not happened in the past.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't know.
One was video games that I know were the right games in there, and they're saying they weren't, and I didn't even fight it. I mean, what am I gonna? It's my word against theirs, and I just was like, whatever, just send them back. I'm not even fighting with them.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of cross-listing to Poshmark, like all of my clothing items, and then I would do like select items to Mercari, like video games. But these days, not too much. I've just been sticking with eBay the past couple of months.
Yeah, I will say I do everything because it's easier. Sorry, Becky. My mom is 71, and like I can't, like I just have to tell her just go, like just do it, like not like too much thought necessarily behind it. Otherwise, she would be asking me a lot, which would kind of defeat the purpose of offloading like that task from me. So that's why That's why I said it's so crazy. The stuff that does sell on Poshmark, wouldn't think would, but it's easier for me to just say, okay, mom, like she just does everything to all three and goes.
Yeah, I cross list too. I cross list to probably like too many platforms. I'm starting to see some growth though, like on Facebook Marketplace. It took a while though for me to gain any traction over there. And I saw Angie Resells asked about like, because I use List Perfectly too. And I actually just put out a video today that I did in collaboration with them about their like inventory management system, because it literally blew my mind. Like if you cross list into List Perfectly first, which I was like, I'm never gonna do, like because I was like, that's just like another platform that you have to list to, it feels like, you know, but it does so much. So like Angie, to answer your question, it will delete listings for you when it sells. If you like, all you have to do is you go into your List Perfectly management or inventory management. If you've been listing into List Perfectly first, you literally press one button and it will delete everything from all of your platforms. And it's so fast. And I'm like so mad at myself for waiting so long to do it.
I need to do it too. And I'm like, I already have 2,500 items though.
I know. So the way I'm doing it, I don't have 2,500. I have like 800, but I'm just like, my new listings I'm putting into List Perfectly, and then I'm like slowly transferring things over that have already been listed. And there is a way to bulk list into List Perfectly from like any of the platforms like Poshmark, eBay, whatever. So you could ultimately bulk list.
So I could probably have mom go and just like do only List Perfectly. Well, I'm not gonna. But I mean, I think that would be easier because it is hard to go and pull, like if the item sells on one platform, go pull it more. And if you forget, I will tell you, they will, like Facebook Marketplace will ding you. Mercari like slapped my hand and removed all my listings once. Poshmark hasn't dinged me. Poshmark just like kind of goes with the flow. But I'm lucky because most like Mercari and Poshmark people are cheap. Like that's the only way I know how to say it. And 9 times out of 10, I get offers and I'm like, oh crap, that sold, delete. Yeah. Like, thanks for sending me a cheap offer. But ATL Flipper wants to know anything about recycled glass and which brands sell well on eBay. The only recycled glass I know is Fire and Light, which sells for hundreds of dollars, and I don't even know it that much, but Yvonne Thrifty Rich has a video on that. And little tiny pieces can sell for $400 and $500.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know any other brands. Tim is still in here. Hanako Match Channel he has part-time pickers and part-time flipper, I think. There's 2 of them now. Like Kevin, I know Kevin's in here, Commonwealth Picker Flipper. They couldn't decide between one, so they just had to make both. I think the nurse picker would sound really weird. It just doesn't flip.
Wouldn't
I don't
change
think
that.
I can do the double channel thing.
No.
Does anybody else know about recycled glass?
No.
I have no idea.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. Like, what does that even mean?
The Fire and Light, I think, is from California. So, like, and they went out of business, and their stuff just like the value went like through the roof. So they were very affordable originally, and when they went out of business, there were people that were obsessed with it. So now, because they haven't been, selling any, it's just kind of skyrocketed. It's beautiful glass. I've never found. I would love to find some. I've never found it. Isaiah wants to know, do I manage payments to daily or weekly? I still have mine on daily. I think that's a personal preference. I know some people do weekly. What do you guys do for your managed payments on eBay?
I do daily.
I do weekly.
Yeah, I changed. I saw someone show me how to do. I watched the video, putting it to weekly, and I've been doing that ever since. I think it just feels nice to get that like chunk of money.
Yeah.
It's all a mental
like,
thing.
I got $8 today. What am I gonna do with that?
I can buy half a lunch.
Exactly. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, it's like I do daily, and it's funny. This was like the lowest payment. I had, since I started managed payments, I had like $11. That's how slow some of my sales have been. I had $11 payout the other day, and then like 366. But you only get paid 4 days if you do daily, because it's only Tuesday through Friday. So
Interesting.
Yep.
um,
Usually get paid pretty big on. I got paid pretty big for some reason today, but usually Tuesdays is a big payout.
yes, are we there yet? Yeah, like you've got 50-50 here on the panel, and I think that's like more common, you know, like do what works for you and like your business model. John wants to know, do you price differently for the same item in different platforms selling species?
I think that you're going tin can on us.
I'll be right back.
Maybe she'll come out of it recently, but yeah, that one seemed like it wasn't going to happen. I don't price any differently. I just make sure I'm going to make the same amount of money with the fees that is with that. Like if Poshmark's 20%, then I'm going to make the same amount that I list on eBay that I'm not promoting or doing anything. So I really don't list anything different price wise.
Yeah. When I first started Poshmark, I would price it like $5-10 more. That was working for a little bit, and then eventually I started just matching the price on both platforms.
I'll adjust it every once in a while. It just kind of depends. I do think there are, like, again, I sell primarily clothing, so there are some brands that just do better on different platforms, and if I know that, then I'll adjust the price. But yeah, I don't know. Like generally, it's like because of the shipping thing, because I have been trying out free shipping on a lot of things, I'll pad it into my cost. So I'll raise the price that way, you know. But other than that, for the most part, I do kind of keep them the same too.
I used to, but now that mom is cross-posting, they stay the same. Again, just for simplicity reasons, mom clicks her buttons and she goes and lists perfectly, imports the price, and that is what it says. I actually had her increasing Mercari, like adding the shipping cost to it, and I even stopped that. I'm like, mom, just change it to buyer pay shipping, like forget it. And the stupid automatic lower the price thing still on a Mercari, because I like don't want to add too many things to her to have another button to click to turn it off. And I like that thing on Mercari though. I used to never use it, and now I turn it on all of my Mercari listings. Yeah, I have it on and leave it on. Yeah. But when I was doing free shipping, it got me. Oh yeah. Like it goes by like 1%, and it would lower it lower than I wanted it to go. Yeah, it's no good. But that's so impressive that your mom is 71 and able to cross.
Yeah, I love that.
Perfectly. Yeah. My mom would be like she can't even turn DVDs on our, you know, I'm just like, oh my God. My mom has an iPhone, and like, I don't even know iPhone. So she'll ask me help with that. And I'm like, so she, like, my mom kept saying, I need to go find a job. I need to go find a job. And like, it kills me because my mom paid that at 71. And like, I can't afford to just like give her money. I wish I could, because I would if I could. So she was taking photographs, which didn't turn out very well. I will not lie. So I'm like, okay, I need to find something else. And like, when she comes in cross post, though, I typically will get at least 2 or 3 other platform sales that day, the day she's cross posting, and I get them throughout the week. So it's not a ton, but it's basically paying me to pay her to be able to give her that money. And she might only cross post for like 2 hours, and I pay her for 5, but she watches the baby while we're shipping, and she'll go outside, and like when I'm doing my videos, she'll watch them. Plus, you know, she gets to spend time with them. So it just was killing me to like hear my mom needing money. So I had to find a way that like worked for both of us, and I don't even like it. Actually, the money I pay her comes out of my profits, because I don't want to 1099 my mom. So it's just like straight like profit from myself going to her, which is fine, but it works. And the picture thing did not work. I will admit that did not work, but yeah, so I'm glad.
Inside Out Triangle got my first international sale yesterday. Sold something for $9, went to print the label, and it was $12. So that is right. So it's like 12 to 15 for under a pound. For I use standard international shipping if the item is $50 or less, and then I use global shipping if it's over it. What are you talking about? IRS is in the chat, Joey. What is Joey talking about?
I just read that. I was like, what?
What? So, but I hope you charged your buyer that shipping. And I will tell you guys, if you offer free shipping, that doesn't go for international most of the time. Like, it would be free if it's in the US, but if it goes international, they still get charged that. Anybody else have any international shipping tips?
I still only use global shipping network.
Yeah, I'll only ship internationally if someone like reaches out and is like, I'm in a country and it says that you don't ship to this country. Like, is there any way we could work something out? Then I'll do it. But it's, I don't know. I shipped a pair of cool pants to someone in Israel and it cost like $39. And I was talking about it in one of my What Sold videos. And someone commented and was like, why did it cost $39 to ship it to them? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't make the rules. Like, I just put the information in and they're like, it should not have cost that much. And I was like, he paid. Like, I don't know what to say, but it just gets so confusing. And I feel bad, like, if I'm accidentally charging people too much money. So I don't do it unless they ask.
Yeah, I've been using Pirate Ship to ship just directly internationally for the longest time. And I don't think I've had any like major issues with like returns or any issues with international buyers. I used to do GSP, but I feel like just shipping directly has been working well for me so far. Knock on wood, like no issues. But at most it'll cost like anywhere from 20 to 25 on average with Pirate Ship, depending on how much it weighs.
Yeah, that's for like 2 pound stuff, I feel like, right?
Yeah,
like
I think
a pound.
Yeah. It's lighter items, but I mean, like a lot of the clothing items I sell and the shoes, like it's the Pirate Ship simple export is perfect for it.
Yeah, for the lighter stuff. Kayla, how far away are you? Because I'm still seeing 9.7.
Yeah.
Tell us if you are closer and we cannot see it, so we can tell people. Hello, Clint. Nice to see you. You are very welcome. Let me give you your dolphin. I know a lot of people love the dolphin.
Super chat.
Yeah, I heard, though, I want to tell you guys that Standard International does provide a protection, and I tried to file a claim, but they wanted like a bunch of screenshots, and I ended up giving up. But they do, Standard International does have a protection, but it's a third-party insurance. It's not like directly through eBay. So they send you like this long form that you have to fill out, and they want all of the screenshots between you and your buyer of all messages and all the photos. And I was like, forget this. just forget it. And I just gave up on it. So, but GSP will protect you most of the time. Yeah. I will tell you guys too, though, with GSP, they will let you refund it. You have to wait. There's like a certain length of time, and they'll make you think that you need to return it. But if you wait, then GSP comes in and they pay the buyer and you. Watch out giving quick refunds on GSP. 25 away.
25 away.
I know, Kayla. I'm just trying. So close. I'm just trying. I don't know if you guys know anybody. I know Troy Mountain Man Treasures does a lot of international shipping, and I think he has some videos on it. I don't know if anybody else has. Do you guys know anybody else who does like videos on the international shipping?
I made a video about it like 2 years ago, like a long time ago.
Throw it in the
chat. I wouldn't even be able to find it right now.
More views. Richard, thank you for sharing Kayla's link. We appreciate it.
I feel like
wow, that is so cool, Siggy.
Yeah,
See,
101.
is 101 and helps her
Oh,
sort
wow.
Lego pieces.
That's
That is
awesome.
like so cool. It is awesome. And like Dalton loves doing it too. Like it's I love getting family involved in the whole reselling thing. And Dalton, it's so funny. He was in the truck, he had the keys, and I took a picture of him, and like every night when we lay down, he wants to look at pictures of him. Most of the time it's Mommy, Dalton, shed. He is in love with this shed more than I am. And I said, Dalton, where are you going? He said, office. Mom, office. He was going to the post office. He was going to drive to the post office like what his dad would do every day, you know. And it's a good way to teach kids like just business stuff, and like he knows. I can't even remember what it was. It was something that like I was using, and he's like, Mom, people. He says, send it to the people. Like he knows like we're packing to send it to people, and he's like, send it to the people at 2. Sell it to the people.
Sell it to the people.
3 away from 10K, guys.
Yay! Also, I'm so sorry, guys, but I have to go. I have to put
it's okay,
2
Becky.
little kids down. So,
Go get them to bed. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. This was so fun. You guys are awesome.
And I know, and Becky did not ask and did not know I was doing this, but I want to real quick. Becky started a program for reselling YouTubers, I saw. So you guys check that out. If I know there are a lot of you that are reselling YouTubers in the chat. So if you are struggling, I have not seen her program, so I don't know anything about it, but I saw it is there, and I'm sure that took tons of work to do because I can't even fathom. I don't want to. I don't have enough time. Becky does have that available.
Yeah,
you guys can check Becky out, and if that's something, if you're doing a reselling channel, she has a course if you guys want to check that out. And Kayla is saying Becky is awesome.
Oh, thank you, Kayla. I mean, I don't understand how you don't have 10K yet. You are like ridiculously funny. I enjoy your channel so much.
Yeah, she has an awesome channel.
Yes, yes. And it's a lot of cool information of stuff that I just know nothing about.
yeah. Kayla does a big variety too, for sure. But thank you for coming, Becky.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for plugging my my mentorship group. I appreciate it so much.
I saw it, so I was like,
no, because it's like I think people feel like you have to have a huge channel to make money with YouTube. Not just
you definitely don't.
No. Yeah, there's a lot of cool ways to make money. So I'm just trying to help people get their coin. All right. Thank you guys so much. See you guys. Bye.
See you.
What are you talking about? I am not paying YouTube to hold through that.
Deleting subs.
Everybody. No.
3 away. She's got to be there at this point now.
Yeah, you think.
I think that they saw the 9.7, which is 30 away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
30 away.
Maybe 9.97. That's which is still 30. It's still 30.
Yeah, that's still right there. That's a huge milestone.
It's so close.
That's something to be super proud about.
I'm not trying to hold her back. I promise, guys. I'm not. Yes, Becky is great. Josh, so you said you're listing 5 a week. So like how many sales are you getting per week normally?
Yes, I mean, I also upped my shipping and handling time just because when I am at work, it's just hard to, just pack items. So, I'll usually pack items like Sunday night and then just leave them outside for the pickup on Monday. Usually anywhere from like 5 to 8 sales a week at this point. So nothing too crazy.
So about the same as you're listing.
5 to 8, yeah, about what I'm listing, yeah.
Hey, Kayla, they asked, so I'm asking if you want to come in, I will send you the link.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
She didn't have time to prep though, so we're putting her on the spot. Kayla, it's okay if you don't. It was perfectly fine. Oh no, now they're gonna all get on her and then she's gonna yell at me because I'm putting her on the spot. It was not me that asked that. Just remember that. Just remember that. Yeah, I'm hoping, and like Julie and I were talking, and it's really easy to get down when like sales are down because I'm like, I listed 120 and I shipped out 9 today. Like, come on, eBay. But it'll come back. It'll come back.
It always does.
Yeah, it definitely comes in waves. Like when the sales come, it'll overwhelm you.
And be like, whoa, yeah, and that's very true. Aunt B wants to know, do you ship items every day, or do you have certain days you list and certain days you ship?
I ship every day. Obviously, other than Sunday. Actually, I stopped shipping on Saturdays too. I was only doing that for fourth quarter. And now I'll ship like at the end of a Friday, and then I won't ship Saturday, Sunday, and then every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I list every day as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I'm super casual when it comes to reselling. Just kind of when I feel like it, I'll list like 2-3 items, and then 2-3 items another day. For shipping, I do have the 3-day business shipping and handling right now. But when I was doing it full time, I played around with it a little bit. Like I would do like 6 days away shipping. I did that for a little bit, and then I changed it to just 5 days, taking the Saturday off. When it came to packing and shipping, I also tried doing like 2-day shipping and handling time. So I would just ship like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I would list like super heavy on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I played around with it a little bit. I feel like at the end of the week, as long as you get like an X number of listings, like the sales will come for sure.
Yeah, I do the same as Julian. I ship Monday through Friday. I take Saturday off from shipping, and I try to list every day, even if it's just a couple of items after work, just to kind of keep that like movement going on in the eBay store. And I Saturday, like the post office closes at noon. That means you'd have to get up early or do it the night before, and it's just not something I want to deal with because I've already got so much going on. And yeah, so.
And Saturdays is usually like yard sale day, or I've already set up stuff on Friday evening to pick stuff up Saturday, and it's usually not in my area, so I'm not going to travel around with all my packages and go to a different, you know what I'm saying? So I only did that last year, and I'll probably still do it this fourth quarter just to get things out fast.
Best way to sell 1,500 postcards. So I will point you over to Don, the auction professor, because he sells postcards, and Thrift Shop Hustler does as well. I will tell you, I bought a bunch and I quickly lost interest when I was comping them at $2 to $3 a piece, and that was not worth it for me. So I don't have it. Maybe lock them up in lots of 100. But I'm definitely not a postcard kind of person.
Yeah, I think there was a YouTube channel. I don't think he uploads any more videos, but all he sold was postcards. I'm trying to remember. It was like Popeye's, I think it was like Popeye's postcards, something like that. But I used to watch a bunch of his videos, just because I was like so intrigued that he had like 10,000 listings of just pure postcards, and that's all he sold. So I was just like intrigued by it.
I know who you're talking about because Thrift Shop Hustler would reference him a lot in his videos.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I never watched him. Where did this just go? I just saw something. Demar, I'm in my shed, but depending on which way, like, look at the different views in here. Like there's so much, like my shipping area, like over here is a cool shelf. Like it depends on where I'm sitting on what you're seeing behind me.
There's a question about exact weight and purchasing shipping labels.
Okay, let me grab it and find it. I don't see it. Where is it?
From Trisha, it's 4 above what you just clicked on.
See it.
Yeah.
New to eBay, do you use exact weight on your scale when purchasing shipping labels? I've come up a couple out. I will tell you, I do guess. I'm not going to lie. I do guess on some of mine when I'm listing them, but when it comes to after I package them and put a label on them, I do weigh them exactly. So if I put 2 pounds and then I weigh it and it's 2 pounds, 2 ounces, that's my bad because they're probably not paying enough for shipping, but I'm going to cover that and pay the rest.
If I think it's going to go above that 2 pound mark, I'm usually weighing that with the package. I'm not packing it. I'm just like weighing it to know. But if I think it's going to go above the oversized, I'm going to go ahead and definitely measure that. Flipper.
I am not going to push my friend Kayla to come on because Kayla is a little shy for live. So I asked my good friend Paul, Philly Flipper, to come on and finish out the show with us. It is
it invites anybody on apparently now.
No, I don't.
That's what that means.
Oh, welcome, yeah.
Well, Paul, thank you for. I'm going to let Paul do a quick introduction. We only have 20 minutes left. We do still have 330 in the chat, so thank you guys for hanging out with us. I am going to let Paul do a quick look. I put him on the spot, inviting him, so he was not prepared. But I'm going to put him on the spot again and let him introduce himself.
You only have 20 minutes left. You want me to do an introduction? Everybody take more than 20 minutes.
Don't spend 20 minutes.
So those of you know where my name is Paul. I'm known by the Flea Flipper. Yes, Tommy, I'm on the show. Tommy hates me, so he's jealous right now. But I was originally born in Ukraine. I moved to the States when I was 8. I live in the Philadelphia area, and I'm a full-time reseller. I mainly buy storage units. That's where I get all my inventory from. And I try to sell as much as I can. That's pretty much it.
I think we all do. Troy, I saw this question earlier. I thought I put it up, but I don't remember answering it. So, well, Paul, in Paul's defense, he did not ask me to come on. Paul and I have chatted, and
I did not.
But I think a lot of YouTube people might be attention junkies because we're on YouTube, so we want some attention in some capacity.
I was just trying to chill in the chat, trying to talk.
Minding his business,
and then here I come on Facebook.
Trying to list Christmas mold. That's all I'm just trying to do here.
I have sold belt buckles both vintage and non. And I like belt buckles, but I think belt buckles can be hard to acquire at a price that you can resell them for a good profit. So on a lot of like the online auctions I watch, belt buckles tend to go very, very high, and it's hard to make a profit on them. If I could find them. Kayla, I wasn't going to push it. Look, Kayla is now in love with Paul. Not really.
You can go back in the chat.
I got you, Kayla. I got you. People are probably disappointed because Kayla's so much better looking. But hey, you guys are stuck with me. That's all.
No, you're right there with her.
So if you can find them cheap, belt buckles sell well, and a lot are worth a ton of money, especially like some Montana silver tooth buckles are worth hundreds of dollars. The problem I would think is going to be finding belt buckles for an affordable price. Have you guys sold buckles?
Like same boat as you. Like I haven't ever sold them like individually at a garage sale or a thrift store, but if they're part of like a huge, I used to do a lot of like big bulk purchases. So if there were a couple of belt buckles, the ones I've sold, I don't think they were like any brand in particular. They're just kind of generic. Like there was one with like, it was like a big like Texas style buckle with an American flag and a flying eagle on it. So I'll just type in like keywords like that and sell it for like $20-25 bucks. But yeah, like you were saying, I've never really like bought them as a one-off item.
They're expensive. I feel like even in lots, they're expensive. Let me give Leroy his dolphin before I forget and he yells at me. He wouldn't really yell at me. Leroy here.
Super chat.
So, Paul, you said you haven't sold belt buckles?
If I did, they weren't worth much, maybe 20 bucks. With storage units, you pretty much sell everything that you find inside just to maximize your value. So if I find a belt buckle, I'll sell it, but it's not something I look out for like a yard sales or anything like that.
I bought
Julian?
a couple, but none of them were like super high end. Or I think most of I bought a ton in the yard sale, and they were all Chevy, like real nice actually. But they were all had Chevy cars on them and stuff. And the guy bought them in a huge lot, and they went overseas.
Yeah, Southwestern buckles do very, very well, like the turquoise and sterling silver. Yeah. But again, like with those, people know what they have. Yvette's saying she sold a vintage John Deere for $75.
Yeah.
So Cameron is saying happy early birthday, Paul, which I did not know your birthday is coming up. So happy early birthday, Paul.
Thank you. It's on Thursday.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Don wants to know what is the best way to sell reseller lots. So the only way that I have sold reseller lots is by my YouTube, having the influence that I do and having the community I do. So I know if Courtney's still in the chat, Courtney sells reseller lots, I think on Mercari. You can, you could sell them on Mercari, you could sell them on eBay, and you could sell them on really anywhere, Dawn. It would just be keywording it right. And I don't do it enough to, really have an input. Do any of you, like, I know, Paul, you're buying storage units. So do you do reseller lots? And if so, where do you sell them? You don't?
No, like Leroy also asks, how do I get on my like lower dollar items? I do one big yard sale a year usually, and I advertise it as $5 below, so pretty much everything's $5 or less, and I try to sell it as much as there. And then I have a couple of resellers that are in my area that come to me, to my warehouse directly and buy from me, but I don't do anything online for it. Yeah.
The only way I do mine is if I buy a huge amount of clothing, because I really don't like to sell a whole bunch of clothing. I put that up on Facebook Marketplace in a huge lot, and I don't like. That's all it is. I put a price, I put it up there. It can sit for a long time. I really don't care or whatever, because I'm usually in the good on it. But it usually does sell. Someone usually comes by and says they sell on eBay. I'm like, good. I haven't gone through it. It's all yours.
ATL Flipper, I see your super chat. I'm going to grab it after we answer this question. Thank you for sending it. I appreciate it. Connie wants to know, greeting cards. Somebody has 5 banana boxes. How would you list them? So I just listed some greeting cards on my on my YouTube to my members. I don't that's not something I would seek out. I got mine in a buyout. I probably could list them individually for like $3 and $4. They're Hallmark cards. If I were to get them, I would lot them up and maybe again like lots of 50, lots of 100, and move them like that. Especially if you have 5 banana boxes of them, that's a lot. It gets into, and my DVDs might turn into that, guys. I'm not gonna lie, they might turn into like, okay, here are 20 or 40 DVDs, but I don't. But if they're vintage, some of the vintage greeting cards will sell for like $20 to $40 or $50 each. So if they were vintage, I would probably pull those out and comp them.
How do you get rid of DVDs now?
Well, I'm listing individually. Was it your video you watched? It was your video about doing the lots of like 6, right? 6 or 8. Yeah.
That's what I do, yeah.
I was talking to them about it. I don't know if you were in the chat because I watched your video, and I might start, but like I have 1,000. So
yeah, I have like 1,000.
Pain in the butt to lot them up. Mm-hmm. It might be easier just to list them individually, and I'll take $5, because it takes realistically like a minute to photograph and less than a minute to throw that into an envelope. So
yeah,
$5 for 2 minutes is perfectly okay with me.
Yeah, usually I just like save them into totes, and then when I get like 4 or 5 totes full, I spend a night just sorting them by genre or whatever, and then list them all. And the thing is with it is you can do sell similar when you do it, and all I do is like I say a lot of 8 comedy DVDs, and then I say pictures are in the title. Titles are in the pictures. And then I do is just sell similar, and then just list the same thing like 5 times with just different pictures.
Genre.
Yeah,
That's
and then I get them all knocked out in one night, and then do the same thing with like horror or Christmas or whatever, and get them going that quick. Because I have a hard time selling them individually. I can't do it that way.
Yeah, I might have to switch over. ATL Flipper, here's your dog.
Super chat.
Like, This overstuffed house said a lot of vintage Christmas cards, some on eBay, others in live sales. See, that's the thing. Some, depending on what's in those banana boxes, you could have a lot of money because if they're vintage, if they're by certain companies, if there's a bunch of variables. If they're newer, I would lot them up into like lots of 100. If they're older, you might want to do some research, or you're gonna. I mean, you might make other resellers happy if they see what you got.
Yeah.
You know,
if you list them as like unsorted and put them locally, they will go pretty quick. I'm pretty sure.
Hello, Chief Pines Gold Mines. I think that is somebody that is. Richard, I will. Yeah, no. I know horror for sure. And I think that I just need to look through them. They're still in the back of the truck, so I need to get the shelves into the house. And like I had some friends, like best of friends episodes, those I did lot up. Like I had 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I did lot those up. But I honestly don't even know what I have in those 1,000 DVDs. So because we still haven't received the stuff out of the house, I need to move like all the stuff I'm not using now that I'm out in the shed out, like not in the house, so I can put in shelves of DVDs into the house, which defeats the purpose of having the shed. But Brad wants to list them in the house. That's why we're going to leave them in the house. He wants to list them in the house. And I like just putting them on my lap as well and just, sitting and doing it versus being out here. Hello, Vintage Baby by Gina. We are doing good. And I will tell you guys in a lot, like, it happens, especially now there are so many reselling channels. Like everybody's going to overlap at some point and be live at the same time. Happens.
On my subscriber list, there's like 80 people live at the same time all the time.
Yeah. There's just no way around it. If you have a channel and you want to go live, you should just go live. Don't try to schedule around like other people's lives. Just whoever's going to want to watch you is going to watch you.
Yeah, Becky does look a little different, Joe. Becky changed a little bit there. Becky had to go put the kids to bed, which is fine.
Shut up, Joe.
The new Becky is now Paul. Yeah, so it happens. Elizabeth want to know if anybody sells VHS or 8-tracks. I've never sold 8-tracks. I have some VHS. I've made good money on like BBC and Acorn Media VHS and DVDs. And when I say good money, I mean like over $100 for box sets. Yeah. So horror VHSs can be major bolos.
Yeah. And like 80s Mafia, 70s Mafia VHSs are bolos. I am on the unpopular opinion that I love to sell 8-tracks. Not many people do that. I find them on like local marketplaces for like $10 for like 60 of them. People are just giving them away. And I've sold 8-tracks for $50 plus. I sold some of them for $50 plus. I mean, look, you have to, if you want 8-tracks, they're good. 70s, 80s rock, AC/DC, Journey, Queen, all those sell. Beatles sell really well. And then everything else that's not, I just slot them all up and sell them that way. But yeah, I've been reselling for 2 years, and I probably sold close to 200  8-tracks in that time. So
nice.
And it's a very unpopular opinion, but I like it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like it, it doesn't matter, and that's where, like me buying my 1,000 DVDs after everybody else. I'm like,
you said that
about the thrift store and they sold. And like I said, it's not much money, but they will sell, and it gives you, more inventory. And now that eBay upped the limit, like I can have up to 10,000 listings. It gets me more. And if I'm getting a lot of little bit, Paul is Philly Flipper, and I saw Richard just dropped a link to his. I did not prepare Richard. Richard always gets his link ready before the show and does his homework, and we did not know this was going to happen. So.
Right,
Jan
thanks,
is asking
Richard.
how albums do. I have never sold a a single album. I don't know about you.
Like, what do you mean by like photo albums, or what's an album?
I think they mean. I'm thinking records.
Yeah, like a record.
Oh, records. Oh, I haven't sold that many, so I would be the wrong one to get.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I know Tina, who was on last week, Berry Poppin' Tags. She is not on YouTube, but she's on Instagram, and she sells tons of records. So if you, yep. And there she is. She was a guest on my show last week, and she is on Instagram. So you could maybe reach out to her, and she could help if you do have them or you're looking at getting some, because that's one of her big things that she does. So that's where it comes into, like, in this community, there's a lot of people that specialize in certain areas, and you can reach out. I kind of am a reseller by whatever I find. Whatever I happen upon.
Whatever you have, you'll sell it.
That's what storage units come in. That's like, hey, I never sold yarn. That I bought a storage unit that had all yarn, and now I became a yarn reseller. That's pretty much how it works.
And it's hard because you guys think, like, if I show you one thing that I know about it, and a lot of times I do not know about it. I just happen to find one of them. And that's the hard thing with having the YouTube channel. You're like, oh, well, Kat sold this, and Kat knows. No, not necessarily.
I sold one. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that's like the great thing about reselling.
Yes.
Though.
Joe is perfect. That's the perfect way to say it. There's somebody's new YouTube name, by the way. Opportunity.
That's a great name right there. Yeah.
Yeah, my 1,000 DVDs are like Josh's remotes back in the
Yeah, we were saying earlier, like, I'm still selling. Remotes are still selling. It's like passive income at this point. They're all
That's what I mean.
listing.
Like, once you do the work, like, let them sit there. I have the space, for the stuff to sit there. I'm perfectly fine with that. Maria's saying Record Crate is another person for albums. So
that's
definitely.
Adam. Yeah, he's really good.
All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up. I will it's up to, like, I'm going to let Paul do kind of an exit. Hold on. Got a super chat in question, and then we will go. I promise. I think this is jumping.
Super chat.
Buyout where I found this guy on Marketplace. So if I see a bunch of something listed, I just message them and say, hey, do you want to sell them all for a better price? And he had them listed at $1 each. He had 1,000 of them. And I told him I'd give him $250, which would have been a quarter a DVD. And he told me $300. I said, okay. So you can do like clean outs, but I also, and I don't know if Feeny is in here. The last person I did a buyout from is now a member of my channel. She's kicking herself because she's watching me sell all of the stuff I bought out from her. And she, like, you can find it on I found her on Marketplace as well. That's where I found most, like, people that are finished with garage sales will post and be like, take it all for $200 or how much ever. And that's how I have found my buyouts, and I get big closet lots and things like that off of high bid. Have you guys done any buyouts? Like, how did you guys find them?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, Paul was mentioning that he does like one big garage sale, and I'm sure you've met a couple of people that way. But I used to be like really shy about talking about reselling, like, oh, like they're gonna know that I'm buying this to make money off of it. But I found like being open is the best way to make connections. I found a perfume connection at a garage sale. Like, she was like, half her garage sale was perfume, so I just started a conversation, asked about it, told her what I did, and she always has a surplus of perfumes that she's trying to get rid of. So just talking about it at garage sales. If you see someone where you're like, I feel like they'll have a consistent influx of product, then it might be worth having that conversation. And then YouTube, like, you don't even have to have a channel. Like, just these live streams, you'll meet other people in your area. You'll become friends with them, and then you guys will kind of work something out. So, I mean, YouTube, social media is another great way to find people in your local area.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep, I agree. Yep, conversations when they're correct, when it's the right time. I wouldn't, like when you can see something like a lot of golf clubs or perfume or something where you can tell that they dabble in that business, but like at a regular garage sale, I usually am not like, hey, I'm buying these trains to resell. I know they only have those. Like, they're like, oh, I just got these out of my closet. Well, you might have a couple more, but it's not going to be. So when it's like the time is right, I agree with Josh 100% on that.
Yeah, I like the guy that I picked the DVDs up from. I was very open with him and told him.
Mhm.
And most of the time I do the same. Like, I will tell them, like, I'm reselling this. This is the most that I can put in. And I don't try and be rude. I'm like, this is what I can, realistically offer you that would work for me. And I will normally say, if you're willing to take it, let me know. If not, then I understand. And I leave it at that. And a lot of times they will take it, especially if it's been sitting there for a little while. The guy I got the DVDs from is moving to Hawaii, and he's going to build a tiny house, so he can't take all of his 1,000 DVDs with him. And I told him, because I saw video games sitting on the floor of his house.
Oh.
I said, hey, if you get to where you're moving and you want to make more bulk deals, you let me know. And I left it at that, But I might have Xbox games that are not going to sell for $5, and from that. But
and just be ready for them to say no to you as well, because I've had a lot of situations where I ask and they say no, thank you, I want this much, and just be prepared to say no and move on. You don't have to buy every single buyout.
yeah,
And no is okay
like,
sometimes.
I'm not pushy. I don't try and tell them their item is not worth what they are asking.
Yeah.
That's where, like, you got to be careful not to offend people. And like, yeah, cheap finds gold mine, saying, like, if you're transparent with them, it turns out good. If they have a problem, and some of them do have a problem with it, and that's okay. That's their prerogative. My mindset is, especially if I'm paying asking price, like, you have no say so of what I'm doing with your item. You're getting the money you want, and that's that. But I did the dolphin, right? I did the dolphin. I'm going to make Paul big, and then we'll let Josh and Julian say bye. I don't know if either one. Julian, I think, is over being big because he's just like always here. So he's like, yeah, whatever. And I feel like Josh feels the same way. But Paul, just tell everybody.
You think I want to be big?
Yeah, make it big. He just got here.
We will not make anybody big. We will just say goodbye. And Paul, thank you for coming at the last minute with absolutely no notice to fill Becky's spot. You guys check Becky Park on Poshmark out and her channel. And like I said, she has a really cool, like, reselling YouTuber course, which is very niche down. I don't know how much further niche down you could get. And Josh, thank you for coming out of, like, YouTube hiding.
Thanks for inviting me. This is awesome. And just seeing all the familiar faces in the chat. I loved it.
Julian, thank you for remaining. Julian is going on vacation in May and June, guys, just an FYI. So I'm not doing anything to him, Tommy and Tracy. I know you're hiding. So, and he will be back after vacation unless he never comes back from vacation. So I'm not kicking him off, but he will be MIA for all of May. That rhymes. MIA for all of May. Yes, Jen says come out more, Josh. Josh has got a lot going on, so hopefully Josh will come and see us. Tim,
live streams might be the way to go.
Beer double.
Yeah, there we go. You guys look so alike. People wouldn't even tell a difference.
There's a lot of this stuff, so I can do that.
Tim, if you would like to be the beer double, I asked Dave Tesla Picker, and he went to the Dominican Republic and never got back to me. So if you are available any of those Tuesdays in May, you message me, Tim. I will gladly have you on with me because we had a great show when you came on, Tim. Everybody wanted Tim to be permanent when Tim was on. So
watch out, Julian.
Yeah.
Jeopardy.
I like Tim.
But then Tim has his football channel, and then he's out. He's gonna do it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. We do appreciate you guys being here, and we will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, guys.